It is game number 85. Tonight, the Cleveland Indians and the Kansas City Royals play in the second game of this three-game series here in the Show Me State. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton and Jim Rosenhaus ready to bring you Tribe Baseball. And as always, joined by our good buddy and outstanding engineer, Jerry's with us here in the booth. We've got Brian Motze. He is back at Command Center. And we hope that we've got a large listening audience as you may be enjoying fireworks here in the coming hour or so. Wherever you might be along the Indians radio network, we do hope you have a very safe and happy holiday season. And I guess when you're on the road like we are during a Major League Baseball season, you're like, when are people celebrating the 4th of July? We know some of you are waiting until tomorrow, and many of you have probably already started tonight, and it's going to carry right on through the weekend. Just a great time of the year, and of course, baseball has always been such a big part of this 4th of July holiday almost week now, where you've got the 4th of July on a Thursday. We actually have a day game here tomorrow, and then go to Cincinnati for an off day on Friday, which may be some of the most bizarre scheduling that any of us have ever heard of. But that's the case as the Indians and Royals meet tonight and then one more time tomorrow. And the Indians right now just 3-4 against Kansas City here in 2019. The Indians overall closing that gap slowly but surely. 7 games in back of front-running Minnesota. The Indians in second place at 46-38. Kansas City, and just talking to a scout about this, might have the most deceiving record in the game. They have the second worst record in all of baseball at 29-57. But in their rebuilding program, a number of scouts have said the same thing. They like the Royals way better right now in their rebuilding program than a number of other ball clubs that are also rebuilding. And it'll be interesting to see how all this shakes out here in the coming years. It's never a guarantee when you say you're rebuilding that you're going to rebuild it the way you hoped and become a playoff team. But the Royals have done it before under Dayton Moore in this outstanding front office, and they're trying to do it one more time. So don't let that record deceive you. The home plate umpire is the crew chief, Jerry Davis. On the bases tonight, Brian Knight will umpire at first, Brennan Miller at second, Pat Hoberg at third. It's been another warm one in Kansas City. It was 90 degrees again today. Blue skies. We don't have much of a breeze here at the outset, and not as much humidity as we had last night. Danny Duffy, the veteran left-hander on the mound, 6'3", 205, 30 years of age. Frankie Lindor leading it off, will bat right-handed. And Duffy's first pitch is in there, a strike, and we're underway in Kansas City, Missouri. 84 degrees, our game time temp. Duffy is working out of the stretch, delivers, and Lindor bunts it right back to him. Underhand flip to first by Duffy and an easy out. Lindor scuffling a little bit on this trip, so he tries to bunt his way on, but he basically bunted it right back to the pitcher. And Lindor is now 3 for 18 on this road trip to Baltimore, Kansas City, and then eventually to Cincinnati. So an easy out to start the ball game, and that'll bring up Oscar Mercado, the right-handed hitting center fielder, batting .304, 4 homers, 17 RBIs. Danny Duffy from the set position delivers, and it's swung on, banged on one hop to third. Dozier has it, guns it, 2 quick outs. Well, let's give you the defense here before the inning is over. Alex Gordon's in left, Billy Hamilton in center, Whit Merrifield in right. Lucas Duda's at first. Nicky Lopez, the rookie second baseman. Alberto Mondesi, an upcoming star, is at short. Hunter Dozier's at third, and Martin Maldonado is the catcher. Here is Carlos Santana with 2 quick outs. No score in the first. Santana has been on base 25 consecutive games, either with a hit or a walk. Duffy the set and the pitch. Santana batting right-handed, looks at a strike. Duffy doesn't throw as hard as he once did. He used to be in the mid-90s. Not quite that velocity now. Fastball curve, slider, changeup. Duffy from the set, high hold and pitch, and it's a breaking ball inside, and the count 1-1. This will be the American League's all-star starting first baseman. Santana hitting .295, 18 bombs, 51 RBIs, leading the club in homers and in runs batted in. The pitch to him, and he hits a little jam job back to the mound. Duffy jogging toward first with the underhand flip, and that's about as easy an inning as you'll ever see. The Indians go 1-2-3 on 6 pitches, and the Tribe not able to score in the first.
6.9 FM.
The Indians send Mike Clevenger to the mound as we go to the bottom half of inning number 1. No score. Clevenger trying to regain that form that he had coming out of spring training, but it takes time. Clevenger, 28 years of age, 6'4", 215. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Maybe this is the club that gets him going again. He's never lost and has totally dominated the Royals in his young career. Whit Merrifield leads it off and swings and foul tips it and got a piece of catcher Roberto Perez on a 98-mile-an-hour heater. Perez is standing but hunched over. Jordan Luplow in left, Oscar Mercado is in center, and Tyler Naquin is in right field. Carlos Santana at first, Jason Kipnis at second, Frankie Lindor at short, Jose Ramirez at third, Roberto Perez the catcher, and trainer James Quinlan and manager Terry Francona checking on him to make sure that he's good to go. Boy, you always worry about concussions with these foul tips, but he's good to go. Clevenger, in 10 career games against Kansas City, is not only 6-0, but a career .225 ERA against the Royals. First time he's seen them here in 2019. Last year, he faced Kansas City 5 times and was 3-0 last year with a .214 ERA. Wow. Now the wind-in pitch, and Merrifield sends a fly ball to right field. Tyler Naquin barely has to move. 1 down. Whit Merrifield leading all of baseball with 111 hits. He had 3 more last night, and he's now batting .307, and he'll be a first-time All-Star in Cleveland next Tuesday night. I say next Tuesday night, that's when the game is, but they'll, of course, be working out on Monday night, the home run hitting contest. Here's Alberto Mondesi. He'll be an all-star in the very near future. Switch hitting shortstop, batting left-handed. Looks at a breaking ball strike. Mike Clevenger came out of spring training and was as dominant in his first 2 starts as anybody in the game. The pitch. Swung on, a tapper to the mound. He has it, runs to first, underhand flip. Mondesi's out number 2. In those 2 starts back in April, Clevenger went 12 scoreless innings and gave up 2 base hits, struck out 22 and walked 4. And then, of course, had the upper back shoulder issue that knocked him out of the rotation for 2.5 months. And he's made 2 starts since coming off the injured list, and he hasn't been the same guy, and it's all about lack of command. No score as Alex Gordon looks at a curveball strike. Manager Terry Francona says the lack of command also comes from him being simply too excited. He's got to try to settle down a little. The pitch is down and away, 97 miles an hour. He is throwing harder now than he did coming out of spring training. Unbelievable. Now the 1-1 to Gordon. A swing and a little weak bloop job into shallow left center, and it's beyond Lindor, base hit. A little quail into left center, and Gordon's aboard with the bloop single with 2 down. In his 2 outings against Texas and then on this road trip in Baltimore, Clevenger has only gone 6 1/3 innings and has given up 12 runs on 8 hits. And it's not walks that have killed him. He's just been making mistakes with his fastball in the strike zone. He just doesn't have that pinpoint accuracy. You can throw hard, but if you're throwing it right down the middle of the plate, you're in trouble. Here's third baseman Hunter Dozier. 2 down, runner on, no score as Dozier looks at a knee-high strike. 98 miles an hour, but at the knees. Hunter Dozier batting .298, 13 homers, 44 RBIs. This scout was saying the first 5 guys in this Royals lineup, he said, boy, I'll take those 5 guys and match them up against most lineups. The pitch, a swing and a pop-up first base side. Santana near the stands, out of room. And the count 0-2. You got Whit Merrifield, Adalberto Mondesi, Alex Gordon, Hunter Dozier, and then Jorge Soler. And that's an outstanding top 5 in the batting order. The Royals' big issue has been inconsistency, youthful mistakes, and they just don't have the quality pitching that they will need to have to get back into being a playoff contender. That all takes time. No score, first inning, the pitch. Checked on a curve down and away, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hey, see your local Toyota dealer and check out the aggressive new Toyota RAV4. Street savvy, off-road capable. RAV4 has redefined what a compact SUV can be. Go to buyatoyota.com. Clevenger brings the hands up just below the chin and lets it fly. Breaking ball swung on a slow dribbler to third, charged by Ramirez, gloves off balance throw, and he got him. So Mike Clevenger looked much more like Mike Clevenger. And 11 pitch scores. We go to inning number 2 from Kansas City. Jordan Luplow in the lineup tonight with a lefty on the mound. And Luplow will hit cleanup, the right-handed hitting left fielder. Batting .254, 9 homers, 24 RBIs. Danny Duffy working out of the stretch, delivers, and Luplow skies the first pitch into, at best, medium deep right center. And the right fielder, Whit Merrifield, retires Luplow. Duffy's made 7 pitches to retire the first 4 Indians. Here's Jose Ramirez. Switch hitter batting, right-handed. And this is a guy talking about Danny Duffy, who very seldom has pitched well against the Cleveland Indians. Kind of polar opposite of Mike Clevenger, who always pitches well against the Royals. Jose Ramirez takes the strike. Duffy, last year, faced the Indians 4 times, lost them all, and had a 12.06 ERA. Now the 0-1, swung on, drilled foul down the left side, 0-2. Ramirez batting right-handed, and his batting average right-handed is 89 points better than it is left-handed. 278 right-handed. He just seems to stay more balanced, doesn't chase as much. Down in the count now, 0-2 in this scoreless second inning. Outfield, straight up, medium deep, the pitch. And it just missed off the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Danny Duffy has not won a ball game since May 19th. That's a long time without a win. Now the 1-2, and Ramirez pops one up. Foul ground down the right field line. Long run for Merrifield, and the right fielder, and shallow right in foul territory, gets there, and Ramirez is out number 2. So Danny Duffy's last win came against the Angels on May 19th. He's since that time had 3 losses, 4 no decisions, and overall his record is 3-4. Earned run average 443. This is his 13th start, no complete games. He goes 6 innings a start. He averages 8 strikeouts, 11 walks per 9 innings. The pitch, and Jason Kipnis takes one in tight for ball 1. 2 down, nobody on, no score, second inning. Kipnis over the last 15 games is hitting .357. 4 homers, 16 RBIs. The pitch, he bangs one on the ground sharply to first, handled by Duda. He'll make the play himself. No score, bottom of the second inning, and Jorge Soler will lead it off. Boy, did he hit some bombs last night. Some out of here, some caught. None of them were softly hit. Right-handed hitting DH. Mike Clevenger's breaking ball is a beauty, strike one. Soler had a 451-foot home run to the water fountains in left center. The pitch and a breaking ball down and away, 1-1. Soler is having a career year, and it could be a record-breaking year in Kansas City, hitting .238, 23 homers, 57 RBIs. He takes way inside. It almost got him on the thigh. And the count 2-1. Soler is on pace to hit 43 home runs. The Royals' single-season record is 38, set by Mike Moustakas 2 years ago. Now the 2-1 pitch, and it's a beauty of a breaking ball. Strike two, 2-2. Now, one of the things the Indians want all of their pitchers to do more of, and we're seeing Clevenger do it tonight, work in the pitch. Breaking ball down and away, full count. Not hit people, like Trevor Bauer intimated after the game last night. You heard Terry Francona talk about it on the manager's show. You never advocate hitting anyone. Payoff pitch, swung on, ground ball, base hit, jam job, but he rolled it between the first and second baseman into right field. A couple of weak hits for the Royals. Soler is aboard. But you must work in. And pitching coach Carl Willis and Tito in Tito's office tonight before the game were saying, last year Trevor Bauer was so effective and so dominant because he constantly kept the hitter honest, working both sides of the plate, but consistently working in. He's gotten away from that this year, and it's why he's getting hit much harder. Here is the left-handed hitting Lucas Duda. First baseman takes low a ball. Trevor, after the game last night, said, well, it's time for some chin music, and I may have to drill a couple of guys in the ribcage. Well, when you make that proclamation, if you do hit somebody, Major League Baseball is going to give you a suspension just by the advertisement in itself. The 1-0, down low 2-0, and that's not what the Indians mean by pitching inside. What they mean by pitching inside is, look, that ball needs to go to both sides of the plate. You need to own both sides of the plate, and no matter how hard you throw, if everyone's looking away, you're going to get hit hard. Now the 2-0 to Duda. Shift is on, and the pitch is outside, and it's 3-0. And let's see if he is swinging. He's got good power. Lucas Duda not having much of a year. He's missed a lot of it with a bad back. Hitting $173, 3 homers, 14 RBIs. Now the set, now the pitch. Bullseye, 3-1. Bauer's next start is Sunday in Cincinnati. Every time you see a highlight, you usually see Yasiel Puig charging somebody. Bauer hits Puig on Sunday. Well, we'll have a post-July 4th fireworks show. Now the 3-1 pitch, and Duda swings and fouls it back, full count. Talk to Trevor about it tonight. And Rosie, I mean, you love his honesty, but Trevor's going to have to learn diplomacy once in a while.
Subtle might be a better tact to work with there. Diplomacy, yes.
Now the payoff pitch. The runner at first, Soler, doesn't run well. He stays put, and the pitch swung on, fouled back. We'll do it again at 3-2. Scoreless here in inning number 2. You can't come out and make those kind of statements and then not think that eyebrows are not being arched all around baseball and in the commissioner's office if something does indeed happen where some guys start getting drilled. So we shall see. It'll make Sunday's game fun. Now the payoff. Runner stays. A swing and a miss. Elevated the fastball at 97 miles an hour. Clevenger strikes out Duda. First strikeout. First out in the second. And that'll bring up the catcher Martin Maldonado, hitting .229. 5 homers, 16 RBIs. He's a right-handed hitter. But it's odd that Bauer, who was so good at working in last year, has completely gotten away from that here a year later, and it's really hurt him.
And Tom, I think that's confidence in command. We always look at command as walks and strikeouts. Yep. You mentioned earlier, it's not necessarily that. when he has the good command, he has confidence to go in there and know that he's not going to hit a batter but move him off the plate.
Righty-righty matchup. Clevenger's pitch swung on and missed. My goodness, Clevenger looks like he did before he got hurt. He's got the command tonight. He's obviously got the velo. He's all night been 97, 98. Goodness gracious. Talk about a guy that's a maximum effort delivery guy, too. You kind of hold your breath. You hope that it doesn't lead to more injuries down the road, but that's baseball. Next breaking ball is a knee bender, and a slider strike makes it 0-2. And right now, Clevenger looks like he's got confidence in everything, and he's got command. We haven't seen the changeup, but the way he's throwing his fastball and curve and slider, he hasn't needed it. Now the set and the 0-2, and time is called. Go to MyPillow.com, click the radio listener special tab, use the promo code TRIBE and get a special offer. MyPillow.com, promo code TRIBE. The 0-2, high and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is 330 down the lines, 387 to the gaps, 410 to dead center, and a nice crowd on hand, much bigger than last night when we had 18,000. They have a big fireworks show after the game to celebrate our nation's birthday. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. And Clevenger gets his second strikeout. Maldonado is out number 2. And that'll bring up the rookie second baseman, the left-handed hitting Nicky Lopez, batting .244 with a homer and 8 RBIs. Lopez is a rarity in this day and age. In his time in the minor leagues, parts of 4 years, he had more walks than strikeouts. Who does that anymore? At the cut of the grass at third is Ramirez. The pitch, a swing and a little blooper foul out of play, third base side, lower deck, strike 1.
Had a chance to meet him in the clubhouse before the game. Very similar outlook as Oscar Mercado. And you got the feeling there's a lot of confidence there, but acknowledges that he's still very much a work in progress and learning at the major league level, but really embracing the challenge so far.
He's a left-handed bat, pretty fleet-footed. The pitch to him, and he waves at a curve in the dirt. And the count 0-2. Indians baseball brought to you by Everstream. It's Cleveland's business fiber network. Ethernet, high-speed internet, dark fiber, or data storage. Everstream has the solution for all your data needs. Go to everstream.net. Scoreless in inning number 2. Royals batting, a runner on, 2 down. The set by Clevenger, and the 2-strike pitch. Swung on, grounded foul. Right outside the first base coaching box. Mitch Meyer, a former outfielder with the Royals, is at first. Mike Jerschley, longtime manager in the Royals farm system, the third base coach for manager Ned Yost. Again, Soler not much of a lead. The pitch, high heat, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zach Plesac and Homer Bailey, the matchup tomorrow. It's a 12:15 start, Kansas City time, or 1:15 on the Indians radio network. We're in the Central time zone. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung on a little dribbler on the grass to the first baseman. Santana wanted to tag him and then said, well, why don't I just step on the bag? So he did. Inning is over. In the third inning, no scores. The Indians have gone 6 up, 6 down on 13 pitches. Danny Duffy facing Perez, Bowers, and Naquin, the bottom third of Terry Francona's lineup. Sandy Alomar coaching at first, Mike Sarbaugh at third. Duffy sets, fires. The left-hander misses low with the off-speed. Duffy had looked like at one time was going to be an all-star performer himself, but he hasn't been. Been a disappointment, really. Now the 1-0 pitch, and it's in there, 1-1. This is a guy last year who was 8-12, had an ERA of almost 5. Missed 5 weeks with a bad shoulder. In 2017, he was 9-10 missed 2 months with an oblique injury. Now the set, now the 1-1, and it's in there, strike 1-2. Shoot this year, same thing. He was hurt at the outset, didn't make his first start until almost the end of April. So this year he missed a month of this year. So Danny Duffy, 3 years in a row, not healthy and not putting up big numbers. The pitch. Bounced it in there, curveball, 2-2. Perez batting .236, a career best, 14 homers. He's knocked in 32. Duffy, though, it's funny. You have that career year, then you get the big contract, and it's like, uh-oh. Not that he hasn't been trying. It's just that sometimes that one career year can be misleading. The 2-2. Swung on, ripped to right field. This is near the line. Gets down, scoots to the wall. Perez is on his way to second. Running it down is Merrifield. Perez is going to try for third. Relay throw to third. The slide tag. Save! Dozier had the ball before before Perez went in with a feet-first slide to the backside of third. The Royals may challenge the call. Roberto Perez suddenly thought he was Kenny Lofton. That ball down the right field line scooted around that wall, rolling toward right center, and Perez scampered to third and got a triple, even though the throw beat him there. A feet-first slide to the backside of the bag, and he just got the hand in before the tag. And Roberto Perez has his fourth major league triple, his first this season. How about that? In a ballpark that has a lot of triples, the most unlikely candidate gets his first. Now Jake Bauers, infield in, left-handed hitter, DHing tonight. Bauers checks on a strike. Bauers had a 4-hit game. How about the two guys that had 4 hits apiece last night are rewarded by hitting 8th and 9th tonight? Bauers, then Naquin, both had 4-hit games last evening. Now the set in 0-1. In the dirt, kicked away, off the glove of Maldonado. Perez coming home, the throw to the pitcher. Duffy's tag is late. Perez scores. Roberto Perez will go to the third base dugout and strap on an oxygen tank. Boy, that ball was in the dirt, partially blocked by Maldonado, kicked to his right. He got to it about maybe 15 feet or so from home plate, threw to Duffy, and another feet-first slide, and another slap of, this time, the plate with the left hand, and Perez eluded the tag. 1-0 Indians on the wild pitch. Bauers takes, it's high, and the count 2-1. Incredible. A little risky on the part of Roberto Perez with nobody out to take that chance, but when it works, you say smart base running. The pitch, a check of a swing, it was low and away, and he didn't go around on the appeal, and the count 3-1. So Roberto Perez has manufactured a run with his weakest part of his game, his legs. The 3-1. And it's wide, and Jake Bauers draws the walk. So after 6 straight had been retired on 13 pitches, Duffy gives up the triple, then the wild pitch, and now Tyler Naquin, the batter. He had the 4-hit game as well last night, and he'll step in, batting 9th, the left-handed hitting right fielder. Indians 1, Royals 0. Third inning, the Liberty Ford Grand Slam giveaway inning, and Julie Geiger of Sandusky trying to win the brand new Ford Mustang convertible from Liberty Ford. If the Indians hit the Grand Slam here in the third, Julie Geiger of Sandusky gets the brand new Mustang convertible. Showing bunt, Naquin takes low, ball 1. Visit libertyford.com to enter for your chance to win the 2019 Ford Mustang convertible. Good luck to Julie Geiger of Sandusky. Boy, Naquin's been tough on the Royals this year. He's had 3 homers and 7 RBIs against Kansas City. The pitch, and it's down and away, ball 2-0. On the year, Tyler Naquin batting .271, 6 homers, 20 RBIs. 1-0 Indians. Nobody out. Runner at first, top of the third. On a warm night, but not tropical like it was last night. The set, the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Tried to hold up 2-1. Kansas City, they get very little snow here in the winter. When they do get bad weather, it's usually an ice storm. They'll get a snowstorm periodically. Seldom more ice storms than snowstorms. But boy, they do get heat in the summer. Now the 2-1. Swung on tap, back up the middle. The second baseman, Lopez to second one. Mondesi guns it. And Naquin's doubled up 4-6-3. And we're in the midst of the hottest part of the year, July and August. And the Indians are back here later this month. Indians with a 1-0 lead, but now 2 down, bases empty. Top of the order, and Frankie Lindor tried to bunt his way on and bunted back to the pitcher. He'll swing it right-handed. The Indians all-star said he's got 25 family and friends coming to Tuesday night's game. The pitch outside a ball. Thankfully, Frankie Lindor makes a lot of money because the all-star ticket pricing is very similar to the budget of some small countries. Now the 1-0 pitch, a swing and a weak topper on the grass at third. Dozier gloves, throws, got him. Now Lindor just scuffling on this road trip, but he'll get it figured out. 411-411, Power Home Solar, own your power. The Indians have the lead 1-0 as we go now to the bottom of the third. And the number 9 hitter, the swift Billy Hamilton, switch hitting center fielder, batting left-handed, slices one foul off to the left, strike one. Billy Hamilton, the longtime Red, who was non-tendered. In other words, they said, we're not going to pay you what you could get in arbitration. Shows bunt, takes a strike, and he was always a favorite of Mr. Castellini, the owner of the Reds, but I finally said he's just not worth the money. Batting .218, no homers, 9 ribbies. Watches the Clevenger curveball bounce in there. And the count 1-2. Hasn't done much with Kansas City. Yeah, 16 steals, but it's age old. He can't steal first. 1-0 Indians, third inning. Mike Clevenger, the best he has looked since coming off the injured list. The right-hander in the middle of the pitching slab. Feet always moving as he starts his windup. And it's a swing and a miss on a fastball away. Hamilton, strikeout victim number 3. When you watch Mike Clevenger pitch, and when he's on the mound, and in this case, in his full windup, the way his feet move, it looks like he is standing on a bed of hot coals, and he's trying ever so hard to just gently touch the tip of the coals and not singe his feet. Top of the order, here's Whit Merrifield, flied out to right his first time up. Clevenger delivers, and he bounces a curveball in there for ball 1. Merrifield, the oldest first-time ever All-Star by a Kansas City Royals position player. 30 years of age, he's made his first All-Star team. The pitch, in there. And boy, does he belong. .307 batting average, 8th in the league. Leads the majors with 111 hits. Second in the American League, 7 triples. He swings, bangs it foul outside of third, 1-2. He's third in the American League in extra base hits. Last year, he led all of baseball in both hits and steals. He's the first Royal to lead the American League in stolen bases in back-to-back years. Now the windup and the pitch, and it's high. Not stealing as much this year. He had 45 steals a year ago. but this year just 11, and he's been caught 7 times. Now the wind-end pitch. Swung on, line shot towards right center, and it's grabbed on a waist-high catch by the center fielder Mercado, moving toward right center. Lined, but it's an out. 2 down. Adalberto Mondesi, the switch-hitting shortstop, will bat left-handed. Tapped one to the mound his first time up. This guy will be an all-star for many, many years to come. He is blossoming into what Terry Francona says a flat-out star. He nubs one on the first baseline. Clevenger near the line gloves it. Long underhand flip to get Mondesi. So Mike Clevenger has a
AM 1100.
Tribe in front, 1-0 as we reach the 4th inning on a beautiful night for baseball here in Kansas City. Oscar Mercado leads it off. Danny Duffy delivers a fastball high and outside for ball 1 as Mercado showed bunt. Dozier charged in from third. The rest of the infielders coming in as well. Mercado bounced to third his first time up, looking for his first hit in the series. Tough night at the plate last night for him. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2 called at the knees. Good fastball, great spot. And quickly it's 0-2 on Mercado. 1 run on just 1 hit for the Indians. No runs, 2 hits for the Royals. Both teams playing errorless baseball. Now Duffy's 1-1. Just missed inside as he went with a slider that time. 2-1 the count on Mercado. Now Duffy's ready. Here's his 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled off at home plate. That'll even it up at 2-2. Carlos Santana to follow, then Jordan Luplow for the Tribe in this top half of the 4th inning. Indians trying to make it 2 straight after their 9-5 win last night. 3 in a row overall, 2 straight in this series. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mercado's down on strikes. The first strikeout for Danny Duffy. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Cleveland Clinic Indians radio network.
Rob Bailey in the newsroom. Federal judge blocks Ohio's heartbeat bill. More after the game on News Radio WTAM 1100 Cleveland.
Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton back at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Carlos Santana, the batter, takes a breaking pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Jerry Chapin, our on-site engineer, who insists on wearing a Kansas City Chiefs hat in the booth to work. Very disappointing. Brian Matze back at command center. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's 0-2. Santana bounced back to the mound his first time up. Came in with a .413 on-base percentage, second in the American League. Continues to pace for 100 walks or more once again. 59 walks on the season for Santana. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, line foul down the line, right side. And it remains 0-2 on Carlos Santana. Yeah, don't forget, season ticket holders, you can earn your Tribe Rewards bonus points just for listening. Tonight and every night, the TribeRewards.com code is Curveball. Curveball is the code tonight. Go to TribeRewards.com/code and enter Curveball. Now the 0-2 pitch. And it was a curveball that's fouled off at home plate. Santana stays alive with 2 strikes. Indians in the midst of a 3-city, 8-game road trip. Started dropping 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. Trying to gain some ground here in Kansas City. 1-0 Indians lead here in the 4th. The 0-2 bounced in there. And the count's now 1-2 on Santana. 1 down, base is empty. Crowd starting to fill in a little bit, and they'll have a good one tonight with fireworks after the game. Day baseball tomorrow, then it's off to Cincinnati after the game. And, of course, back home, the All-Star Game activities beginning on Friday in earnest. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to left. It's deep. Back on it is Gordon. He's looking up. Home run! Santana into the Tribe bullpen, and the Indians take a 2-0 lead. Oh, the big season for Carlos Santana continues. That is number 19. And he had fallen behind in the count 0-2. But continues to battle some way or another, finds a pitch that he can get a hold of, and his just tremendous season continues. 19 home runs for Santana, now 52 runs driven in. Jordan Luplow, the batter now. He flied to right his first time up. So the Indians up 2-0 now on Danny Duffy. Here's the pitch to Luplow. Just missed low and in. Well, with that home run, Santana has now hit 193 career home runs. Moves into sole possession of 9th place on the Indians' all-time list. There's a line drive to left, and it falls in for a base hit in front of Alex Gordon. Santana had been tied at 192 with Al Rosen. And next up on the list, Travis Hafner. And Santana, the way things are going this season, well, he's on a real good pace to reach career highs in home runs and runs driven in. That 2016 season, a special one for Santana when the Indians went to the World Series, and for him, his most productive season in terms of home runs. Jose Ramirez, the batter. Luplow draws a throw. Now the pitch back to Ramirez is in the dirt. Maldonado had a hard time finding it. Luplow, he took a couple of steps towards second, but then put the brakes on and returns to first. Back in 2016, Santana posted his career high for home runs with 34, so he's tracking nicely for that. And also drove in 87 that year, and he's tracking nicely for that as well. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike call on the inside corner to Jose Ramirez. Ramirez popped out to the right fielder, Whit Merrifield, in foul ground his first time up. Tribe up 2-0 with a run on the board here in the fourth. Here's Duffy's pitch. Swung on, and that's blasted high in the air down the left field line. Foul territory. Maybe a play for Gordon. He leaps. Can't make it 5 rows into the stands, which is where he needed to go. But it wasn't for a lack of trying. Holy smokes. Gordon went way up above the sidewall, which gets a little higher the further down the line you go. And he was a row, maybe 2 with that glove in there, but just couldn't get any further. So it's 1-2 on Jose Ramirez with Luplow at first base and 1 down. Now the set by Duffy. Here's his pitch. Swung on, and that's lined to center. Fairly deep, but back on it is Hamilton, and he makes the catch. Luplow tags, bluffs to second, and remains at first, and it's a wise choice as Hamilton got it in quickly. Second out in the inning, and here comes Jason Kipnis. Dominion Energy would like to remind you, whether you're an individual or contractor, state law requires that you call 811 before you dig to have those underground utilities marked. It's simple and free. Dial 811 at least 2 business days prior to digging for your safety. Kipnis bounced to first his first time up. The pitch to him. Outside for ball 1. Now you look at the bottom of the Tribe lineup tonight, 3 of the last 4 hitters bat left-handed against the lefty Duffy. Here's the 1-0, and that's a strike on the inside corner. And the count's now 1-1. Kipnis having a down year so far against left-handed pitching this year, but in some of his big years in the past, it really hasn't mattered much. Tyler Naquin saying earlier on the warm-up show, he embraces playing against lefties. It just means he's playing every day and he can get his swing down. Here's the 1-1. And that's up high. Did he check it? No, he went too far, and the home plate umpire made that call, Jerry Davis. But Naquin's saying that, and a lot of left-handed hitters, it seems, say this. Facing a lefty, it forces you to hang in there, stay on the baseball a little bit longer. Not the easiest to do, but it's a benefit to face lefties. The 1-2 swing and a miss, strike three. Of course, there's the challenge. They can be tough on left-handed hitters. Alex Gordon leads it off for Kansas City. As we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning, 2-0 Indians. Mike Clevenger, solid so far, and his first pitch to Gordon is tapped back to the mound, and it hits the glove of Clevenger behind his back and pops free, no play. Safe at first base on an infield single is Alex Gordon. If Clevenger makes it, it's a highlight reel special because his glove was behind his back and his back was turned to home plate. And he had the glove in the right spot, but he just couldn't squeeze it. It snuck in there on him and then popped free. So a single for Gordon on the bouncer back to the mound. Leadoff base runner for Kansas City, and Hunter Dozier steps in. When he's played this year, Dozier's been tremendous. But he has missed some time. An oblique issue cost him about 3 weeks as he takes a fastball inside for ball one. When he has played, his OPS, on base plus slugging, 953. And again, anything in that 900 range is outstanding. Get close to 1,000 and you're looking at a tremendous year going. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on and he pops it up on the infield. The shortstop, Lindor, calling for it. He's under it and he makes the catch just a step or two into the infield grass for the first out in the inning. Runner remains at first. That's Gordon, and here comes Jorge Soler. This year, the Ohio 529 plan and the Indians have teamed up to present a $10,000 college savings award to a Cleveland Metropolitan School District student. To take advantage, visit collegeadvantage.com/Indians to enter the sweepstakes. Ohio's 529 plan, a proud partner of the Indians. Here's Soler. Singled first time up. The pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Soler, looking for home run number 24 right there. He's at 23. Be interesting. There's 2 slots remaining that will be announced later tonight for the home run derby. There's Soler's getting heavy consideration. The 0-1 up high, pops free on Perez, but he tracked it down quickly. And no advance by Gordon at first base. But the field already includes the likes of Carlos Santana, Christian Yelich. And would they add Soler? Be interesting. 1-1 the count. Infield at double play depth for the Tribe. Here's Clevenger's pitch. Swung on, line foul. That's off to the right side and into the second level here at Kauffman Stadium. And if you don't count the renovations and just take it back to when this ballpark opened, it's one of the oldest ballparks in baseball now, Kauffman Stadium. Originally opened back in 1973. Then they renovated and had that ready to go for the 2009 season. The 1-2. Fastball up high. 2-2. Part of that renovations, they took away a good portion. Yeah, not a good portion, but a lot of the waterfall spectacular. Not quite as much as there used to be. Now the 2-2. Breaking ball down low. 3-2 the count on Soler. 1 out, Tribe up 2-0. Bottom half of inning number 4. Now the set. Throw to first. Back safely is Gordon. Lucas Duda waiting on deck. Not a whole lot of power for Kansas City in general. Only 86 home runs on the season, second from the bottom, ahead of only Detroit. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. On the move with the pitch is Gordon, and he's out by a mile. Boy, bad jump by Gordon. Good throw by Perez. It's a strike him out, throw him out double play, and the side is retired. We head to the fifth. Tribe 2, Royals nothing on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network.
Check in and win.
Tribe up 2-0, and Roberto Perez will lead things off for the Indians. Perez had quite an inning back in the third when he led off the inning and helped the Indians produce their first run. Danny Duffy on the mound for Kansas City. Here's the pitch, and Perez takes a strike. Perez tripled into the right field corner. Close play at third. He made it in with a crafty slide and then scored on a wild pitch by Duffy. And again, it was a close play, but this time at the plate, he swung or slid in under the tag attempt of Duffy. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down low. 1-1 the count on Perez. So Perez gave the Indians the early lead in the third inning, and then Carlos Santana homered in the fourth, and that's where we stand, 2-0. Here's Duffy's pitch. Inside for a ball. 2-1 the count on Perez. It was a breezy afternoon here in Kansas City, but it looks like that wind has died down considerably. Still a light breeze, at times blowing across from right to left. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Near the second base bag, Lopez, the second baseman, makes the catch, and there's one away. Time for the Cleveland Clinic Caregiver Shout-Out. Man, the good folks at the clinic want to remind you to join the Cleveland Clinic Soul Steppers in front of South Point Hospital. They meet there every Saturday morning and Wednesday evening. To learn more, visit clevelandclinic.org/soulsteppers. Here's Jake Bauers. Walked his first time up. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Bauers coming off that 4-hit night last night, equaling his Indians' career best. Here's the 0-1. Down low, 1-1, and last night was just kind of child's play for Jake Bauers. His last 4-hit game, he hit for the cycle. So that one was maybe more memorable, but a good night just the same for Bauers. Good approach at the plate last night, stayed up the middle. The 1-1. Strike called. Good fastball, and the count's now 1-2. Indians lead 2-0. We're in the top half of the fifth inning here in Kansas City. Now the set and the 1-2. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to shallow center. Coming in, Billy Hamilton, and the center fielder makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Tire Pros of Ohio, they're making game day travel a little more exciting. Check in when you're attending a Tribe game this summer, and you could win a free Tire Pros gift card or tickets to a future Tribe game. Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. Find out more at OhioTirePros.com. Here's Tyler Naquin. Bounced into a double play his first time up. 2 down, bases empty. Indians leading by that 2-0 score. Here's the pitch to Naquin. Fastball strike on the outside corner. For Naquin, that 4-hit game last night, first time he had done that in his career. Third time he's had a pair of doubles in the same game. Here's Duffy's 0-1, and it hit him. Came inside, hit him on that right leg. Looks like the lower right leg. And Tyler Naquin may take him a little bit, but he'll trot on down to first base at some point here as he walks it off. A 2-out base runner for the Tribe. Indians baseball's always live with MLB At Bat. You can follow the action with game tracking, live radio, up-to-the-moment stats, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. It's your #1 app for Tribe Baseball. Top of the lineup, Francisco Lindor steps in. Lindor has been up twice, grounded out twice, back to the mound on a bunt attempt, and then he's also bounced to third. Here's the pitch to him, and it's a strike called on the outside corner. Lindor now 3 for 19 on the trip. So things slowing a little bit for him. He had been red hot throughout much of the month of June. Here's the 0-1. Nope. Throw to first, and back safely is Naquin. Tyler Naquin with 3 steals and 4 tries this season. Well, Francisco Lindor, he will certainly be a big part of everything happening all-star-wise in Cleveland when the team gets home. Not only has he been selected to the American League All-Star team for a 4th straight year, but he is one of the Indians' All-Star ambassadors as well. The 0-1. Up high, 1-1. He joins Jim Thome and Sandy Alomar Jr. as the All-Star ambassadors. So a nice honor for him. And he was saying earlier that you like to be in the game, too, if they name you an ambassador. And it wasn't easy for him this year. He got off to that late start due to injury. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and fouled off. 1-2 the count. He was saying he always counts his blessings and is thankful for all the good things that have happened to him baseball-wise, but this year in particular, that really hit home that he started late due to injury, but still was able to produce enough to be selected by his peers to make the team, and that was the situation he was in. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oh, Lindor's hot. You don't see that much. He just fires the bat away. Lucas Duda, the batter for Kansas City, with the Indians leading it 2-0. We head to the bottom half of inning number 5. Mike Clevenger, solid so far. He's allowed just 2 hits. And make that 3 hits allowed by Clevenger as Duda lines one foul down the right side, not a play. Clevenger 4 strikeouts and has not walked a batter as yet. Duda, big left-handed hitter, and he's had some good success against the Indians since joining the Royals. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back. 17 games against the Tribe heading into play tonight. Duda had hit 6 home runs and driven in 16. Oh, he has had some nights against the Tribe that have really hurt the Indians. Former Tampa Bay Ray, former New York Met. The 0-2, up high, 1-2 the count. He'll be followed by Martin Maldonado and then Nicky Lopez in the home half of the 5th inning. Mike Clevenger looking sharp right here. 100% better than he looked on Friday night in Baltimore, as the next pitch is strike 3 called on the outside corner. Boy, he burned a fastball at 96 miles an hour on the corner at the knees. And that is strikeout number 5. That's our Ohio Cat strikeout of the game. Ohio Cat's your authorized Caterpillar equipment dealer. Check him out at ohiocat.com for all of your new, used, and rental equipment needs. Here's Maldonado. Struck out his first time up. Right-handed hitting catcher. Here's Clevenger's pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the second baseman, Kipnis. Backhand pickup, throws on to first in time for the out. 2 quick outs recorded by Clevenger here in the 5th. And, boy, that's encouraging, too. Mike Clevenger with the pitch count well in order here in this 5th inning at 57 pitches so far. Now he faces Nicky Lopez with 2 down, bases empty. The pitch to Lopez. Breaking ball, down low, ball 1. Time for your Cleveland Indians memorable moment, brought to you by the Nissan team, Bedford Nissan and Mentor Nissan. This date back in 1994. Larry Doby's number 14 was retired by the Tribe. There's a swing and a miss by Lopez. And quickly the count is 1-1 on the second baseman for Kansas City. Clevenger in some kind of rhythm right now. Here's his 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball waved at and missed. 1-2 the count. Oh, he just floated that one up there with good break to it. Lopez had no chance. Let's see what Clevenger comes back with here. Here's his 1-2. Another curve, and it's down low for a ball. Lopez out of Creighton, not too far from here in Omaha, Nebraska. Was able to play his home games there in the ballpark that now hosts the College World Series. The 2-2 fastball up high, 3-2. He was saying what a great place to have as your home ballpark during your college career. Just 2 blocks from campus. Short walk, and there was a baseball palace. Here's the 3-2. They tried to check his swing, couldn't do it. That's strike 3. Side retired in order. Another strikeout for Clevenger, his 6th. And as we head to the 6th, it's the Tribe 2.
What a dandy tonight. 2-0. The Indians have the lead on top of the Royals. We've played 5 innings. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Tribe. No runs, 3 hits for the Royals. On a beautiful summer night in Missouri, 84 degrees. Just the lightest of breezes blowing out toward left. The 6th inning, Danny Duffy, the left-hander, to face the number 2 hitter, Oscar Mercado. First pitch, breaking ball low. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton back with you. Along with Jim Rosenhaus, we'll have a day game tomorrow, 1:15, the first pitch on the 4th of July. Mercado 0 for 2, ground out, strikeout, and he takes inside a slider, missed, 2-0. The only runs, Roberto Perez, his first triple of the year, down the right field line in the 3rd, and scored on some daring base running on a wild pitch that wasn't that wild. The next pitch swung on, a 1-hopper hit to 3rd. Easy play for Dozier. Boy, he's got an arm. And he throws out Mercado for 1 out in the 6th. Carlos Santana blasted his 19th home run. Solo blast to left in the 4th. Mike Clevenger tonight has returned to the form that he showed coming out of spring training. A dominant outing so far. And that's your Northern Ohio Ford Dealers game summary. Ford, America's best-selling brand. Here is Santana batting right-handed, 1 for 2 with a blast. Takes a strike at the knees. He has 19 home runs now, 4 of them from this side of the plate, right-handed. His average has been pretty similar both sides of the plate all year. The pitch to him, swung on, ripped foul, second deck, first base side, and the count 0-2. Carlos Santana is on his way to what looks to be a career year. A career 247 hitter. He's batting .297, 50 points higher than his career average. The set and pitch, swing and a foul back on a curveball, and the count stays at 0-2. He's still walking like he's always done. Last year he had 110 walks with Philly, and this year Santana has walked 59 times, 4th most in the AL. 2-strike delivery. Swung on, line to center, base hit. Boy, homered with 2 strikes, now he singles with 2 strikes. A sharp single to center, his second hit tonight. The Indians have 4 in the game. And now the batter is Jordan Luplow, has flied out to right, singled to left. 2-0. Indians on top, 6th inning, a runner on with 1 down. Luplow straight away and left and right, but a gap in left center for him as the pitch is waved at. Good curve. The center fielder, Hamilton, shading him a little bit the other way toward right center. So you got to be careful here in the outfield. There's so much room to cover. Boy, you start shading one way or the other, and you're looking at potentially an inside the park homer if you make a mistake. This and Detroit, two biggest outfields in the American League, and these two parks, both in the American League Central, are extra base havens. Doubles, triples in particular. When Roberto Perez gets a triple, you know it's a triples park. The pitch, down and in, missed with a slider, and the count of 1-1 strike. Well, it's amazing how much difference tonight's game feels from last night. 90 degrees last night, 84 tonight. The big difference, no humidity tonight like we had last night. So this is just ideal. Now the 1-1 inside, missed with a fastball. Ball 2-1. Danny Duffy, boy, this guy hasn't faced the Indians this year. And against the Indians, he hasn't beaten them in 5 years. He delivers, and it's high, 3-1. 2014, the last time Danny Duffy beat the Indians. 2014. And he hasn't pitched very well against the Indians since that time either. But he's pitched well tonight, trailing 2-0. The next pitch is inside. He walked Luplow. So that's the second free ride. Santana to second, Luplow to first. And the Indians, with Jose Ramirez at the plate, he's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. To the mound is the catcher, Maldonado. Indians trying to break it open, leading 2-0. And the way Mike Clevenger looks tonight, they may have already broken it open. 2-0 must feel like 10-0 if you're a Royals hitter, the way Clevenger is throwing. Hey, a big event is coming up in Cleveland, the return of Rocky Colavito. It'll be at the KeyBank State Theater at Playhouse Square, and that'll be Friday. Tickets are still available in pretty much every price range. You even have a chance with a VIP ticket to meet and greet Rocky and get a signed book. Here's the set, the pitch, and it's low, ball 1. So that's coming up at the beautiful KeyBank State Theater at Playhouse Square this Friday. And Bob DiBiasio is going to be on stage with the iconic Rocky Colavito, as well as some other former Indians. Here's the set, the look back at second by Duffy, the pitch, and it's in there, 1-1. Part 1 of the show Friday night will be Bob DiBiasio and Rocky Colavito on stage. That should be great storytelling and a lot of great memories for Rocky, and Bobby is so good at bringing those out. And then another terrific part of that show, here's the pitch, down low, missed with the off speed, 2-1. It'll be Bob DiBiasio along with Rocky Colavito and 3 of Rocky's teammates, Sam McDowell, Louis Tiant, and Vern Fuller. Boy, you talk about some great memories, some great stories coming up this Friday. Here's the 2-1 pitch, up and in, 3-1. So, again, tickets still remain at the KeyBank State Theater, Playhouse Square, coming up on Friday, July 5th. And a chance to still meet one of the most popular Indians in the history of the franchise, Rocky Colavito. Now the set and the 3-1, swung on, lifted in the air to shallow center. Hamilton coming in to grab it, and Ramirez is 0 for 3. 2 down, 2 on, 2-0 Indians, 6th inning. Jason Kipnis, the batter. And, of course, boy, we in the city of Cleveland are so lucky to have Playhouse Square, the various theaters, and the KeyBank State Theater, their pride and joy, although I don't know. One is better than the next. The State Theater, the biggest of them, so should be a great time. Friday night, July 5th. Here is Jason Kipnis, 2 out, 2 on, 2-0 Tribes, 6th inning, left on left. The pitch, and it's in there, called strike. Nobody will be working in Cleveland Friday. Everybody getting a nice long holiday weekend. Big fireworks show here in Kansas City tonight after the game. Fireworks all over the country the next few days. Now the 0-1. Kipnis waves at it, 0-2. So enjoy and do travel safe, and glad we can be a part of your holiday festivities. The Indians trying to keep closing in on Minnesota, 7 back going into today's play. Now the 2-strike pitch to Kipnis. Swung on, another weak fly ball, this one to left center. And Billy Hamilton will make the catch. Boy, Danny Duffy's pitching one of his best games of the year. But for Danny Duff, is like a horror movie that's on an endless loop. They just can't touch Mike Clevenger. Never have, and haven't again here tonight. 2-0 Tribe, bottom of the 6th. The number 9 hitter, Billy Hamilton, will swing it left-handed. Struck out his first time and looks at a curveball strike. Clevenger comes in tonight, dominating Kansas City in his career. The pitch, another curve outside, 1-1. 6-0 lifetime in 10 career outings, and a lifetime 2.25 ERA. The 1-1. Swung on, fouled, backing out of play, 1-2. So tonight, Clevenger, 5 shutout innings of 3-hit baseball, has struck out 6, has not walked anybody, and this is Clevenger of April before the injury. And boy, do the Indians need it. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip, hung on to by Perez. Good fastball, strikeout number 7 for Clevenger. Top of the order, Whit Merrifield has flied out, lined out to center. If you're shipping from Cleveland, or maybe you're shipping through Cleveland, choose Global Transport, Northeast Ohio's preferred provider for transportation and logistics management. Righty-righty matchup, third time through the order. The wind and pitch, and he drops one inside for ball 1. Another good hook. Clevenger's had it all tonight. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Phenomenal command. It's all clicking now, the pitch. And it's a breaking ball outside. And the count 2-0. He's had the great velocity, but for him it's not about velo, it's about command. He's had it. Now the 2-0 pitch. And he went curveball and dropped in a knee buckler for a strike, 2-1. Clevenger's only made 70 pitches. 31 fastballs, 16 curves, 13 sliders, 9 changeups. The pitch swung on, ripped to left center. And that time a fastball, and Merrifield has a single to left center. A major league leading 112 hits for Merrifield. 4th in the game for the Royals, tying run to the plate, and Adalberto Mondesi, switch hitter who's twice tapped to the mound. He'll swing it left-handed. One of the few times Clevenger threw a ball down the middle of the plate. But again, for him to have this kind of ability to throw all of his pitches, boy, the Royals having a tough time zeroing in. The pitch to Mondesi, and it's down and in, missed with the hard stuff, ball 1. Mondesi had been out a couple of weeks with a groin injury, hitting .269, hit a 7th homer last night, 47 RBIs, and a league-leading 27 steals. He's only been caught 3 times. The next offering, and it's maybe outside, missed with a changeup, and the count 2-0. Mondesi last year had 27 stolen bases after the All-Star game. This year, 27 and counting before the All-Star game. Throw over to first, backstanding Merrifield. Remember, you might have a heck of a debate who's got the quickest feet and spin move of a right-handed pitcher, Zach Plesac or Mike Clevenger. Boy, they'll both pick you off in a blink of an eye. Merrifield staying close at first. Shift to the right side of the infield. The pitch, swing and a foul back. Got it in on the hands at 95. And the count 2 balls and a strike on Mondesi. And there's an example of what Clevenger couldn't do his first 2 starts off the DL. Throw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but jam a hitter like he did there. Before, he was throwing it down the middle. Now, he is hitting his spots. The 2-1 pitch to Mondesi. Fastball strike on the inside corner. 2-2. And it doesn't matter if you're throwing 98 miles an hour. If you're not hitting the corners and coming down the middle of the plate, you're getting whacked, as Trevor Bauer found out last night. Outfield, straight up, medium deep. Now the 2-2 to Mondesi. Runner takes off. The pitch is swung on and missed. A strikeout and a steal by Merrifield. Merrifield was halfway to second, and Clevenger still hadn't delivered the ball. He had no idea Merrifield had taken off. So Merrifield has his 12th stolen base. Mondesi, though, is strikeout victim number 8. Runner now in scoring position, but there are 2 men out. The Indians up 2-0. And the batter, Alex Gordon, has 2 of the 4 Royals hits, a couple of singles. Left-handed batter. The set, the look back, the pitch, and it's a fastball strike on the outside corner. Gordon didn't think so. 0-1 the count. And suddenly, Clevenger is going back to the hard stuff and just dotting the corners of the plate. 2-0 Indians. Royals up in the 6th. Runner at second, 2 down. Clevenger checks the runner, comes to the plate after a second look. And the pitch, strike 2. Same spot, same corner, same reaction by Gordon. Same right hand going up by Jerry Davis. No balls, 2 strikes. Does Clevenger go right back there? Gordon, too smart a hitter, though, to start thinking you've got him set up. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Elevated the fastball and wipes out Alex Gordon. What a night. Indians, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. 4 left for the Indians. No runs, 4 hits, no errors. 3 left for the Royals. Danny Duffy delivers low, ball 1. Both Duffy and Clevenger have been tremendous. Duffy, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, a hit batter. Perez has tripled and scored on a wild pitch, 1 for 2. First triple of the year, 4th in his career, and he takes ball 2. It's inside. Lyft has thousands of friendly, qualified drivers that know the city and want to get you to and from the game worry-free. No matter where you're going, there's a Lyft waiting to take you there. Now the 2-0. Up high, check swing. Did he go? No. 3-0. Perez catching a heck of a game. Your pitcher's throwing a shutout. That catcher's got a big part in that. And now has added the triple and scored the game's first run. The 3-0, and he looks at ball 4. Boy, Maldonado held it, didn't get the call, and Duffy's walked his 3rd. That's a big walk because it's a leadoff walk in the 7th inning. Let's see if Jake Bauers tries to bunt. He's walked and flied out tonight. Bauers doesn't have a sac bunt, so we shall see. Left on left. The pitch. And he doesn't show bunt, and Bowers looks at a strike. Bowers has had 2 sack bunts in his major league career, both last year with Tampa Bay. 2-0 Indians up, 7th inning on a warm summer night in Kansas City. The pitch, and it's on the outside corner, strike, 0-2. Nick Goody begins to throw in the Indians' bullpen. Not sure that means that Clevenger's night is over. We'll have to wait and see. Now the 0-2 pitch to Bowers. Swung on. Ground ball, base hit by the diving Duda at first into right field. On a 2-strike pitch, the Indians get another hit. Boy, Duffy's gotten hurt with 2-strike hits tonight. And the Royals have Kevin McCarthy, the right-hander, warming up. So now you really look for the bunt. Here's Tyler Naquin meeting third base coach Mike Sarbaugh midway between third and home plate. Naquin's hit into a double play and been hit by a pitch. He does have a sac bunt this year, and it's almost a guarantee. Left on left, he's going to try to lay one down now. Royals come up at the corners. Perez at second, Bowers at first. Naquin would love to drop one down on the third base side and make Dozier, the third baseman, come in to field it, because Perez doesn't run well at second. A turn, but no throw by Duffy towards second. You've got Duda at first. If he's able to charge and the bunt is to him at first, he could have a play on the lead runner at third. That's why you'd love to make Dozier have to come in at third. Now the set. Now the pitch. Naquin looks and shows bunt and takes the strike. Well, Duffy knew that too, so he came on the inside corner with a fastball because he doesn't want to go away with the pitch and allow Naquin to just drop one down that third base line. Indians up 2-0, 2 on, nobody out, 7th inning. The pitch, Naquin squares, bunts it foul in back of the plate. And now it's an 0-2 count. Well, now Naquin has got to be able to see if he can get the runners up in some other fashion. With 2 strikes, he won't be bunting here. Leadoff man Frankie Lindor waits on deck. The pitch, swing and a foul back and out of play. We'll do it again at 0-2. Duffy now is at 94 pitches. Indians got a run in the third. Roberto Perez tripled down the right field line and scored on a wild pitch and some daring base running as the ball didn't get too far away from the catcher Maldonado. Then Carlos Santana, a solo homer to left in the fourth. Mike Clevenger's done the rest. Now the 2-strike delivery. High heat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, this is where Duffy's gotten hurt, getting ahead in the count with 2 strikes. Indians have done a lot of damage tonight with the 2 strikes. Both of Santana's hits were with 2 strikes. Bowers just got a hit with 2 strikes. Now the 1-2. Oof. Maybe outside? Awfully close. Boy, Duffy wanted it. 2-2 the count. Duffy checks second and delivers. Swung on a bouncing ball to the second baseman. Lopez to second one. Mondesi doubles up Naquin. Perez to third, but now 2 down. Second, 4-6-3 double play. Naquin's hit into. That was huge for Danny Duffy. Top of the order now, you face Francisco Lindor with 2 down. And Lindor's scuffling. 2 groundouts and a strikeout tonight. He is 3 for 20 on the road trip. He'll swing it right-handed. He'll bat with 2 down. Perez at third. The Indians up 2-0 in the 7th. Now, the inability to get the bunt down really hurts. Duffy from the set. He delivers, and it's high with the off speed. Ball 1. One would think this is it for Duffy. He has not made more than 109 pitches in any start. He'll make his 99th right now, so this is in all likelihood his last inning. He delivers, and it's fouled straight back by Lindor, and the count 1-1. Nick Goody, whether he's just getting work in or he's warming up, is still going at it. Clevenger's only at 79 pitches. Now, it is his 3rd start since coming back, but he's been stretched out. He can give you 100 pitches, so maybe Goody is just getting some work in. We'll see. Duffy's ready, and the 1-1. High, ball 2, 2-1. 2-0 Cleveland, 7th inning. Perez at third, 2 down. And Lindor at the plate, awaiting the 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. Off the outside edge, 3-1. A struggling Oscar Mercado on deck. You almost think Duffy would rather take his chances with Mercado than Lindor. He's ready. He fires. Swing and a foul tip. Lindor now with a full count. Threw him a 3-1 changeup. Now the payoff pitch. Up high, he walked him. So that's the 4th walk. Now decision time for Ned Yost. Lindor heading down to first. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Oscar Mercado, the batter, and pitching coach Cal Eldred is coming to the mound. So Duffy's staying in there. With the Indians up 2-0, 2 outs, 1st and 3rd are occupied. And let's take 10 seconds for station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network.
Rob Bailey in the newsroom. Federal judge blocks Ohio's heartbeat bill. More after the game on News Radio WTAM 1100 Cleveland.
A beautiful summer night in the Show Me State. 84 degrees, an absence of wind. Just beautiful. Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze. We've got Jerry with us here in the booth in Kansas City. Tribe 2, Royals nothing. Indians at the corners, 2 down in the 7th. Cal Eldred, the pitching coach, back to the first base dugout. Oscar Mercado, 2 groundouts and a strikeout. He has been flustered in this series. You can see the frustration with some of his at-bats. And Terry Francona felt like last night Mercado took it with him on the field and made a mistake defensively because he was still thinking about his last at-bat. And that's a learning experience for a young player. They talked to him about that. Got to put that thing in the rearview mirror after it's over. Now the set and the pitch, and he checks on a pitch low, ball 1. Perez started the inning with a walk. He's at third. Lindor walked. He's at first. 2 down in the 7th. 2-0 Indians. Duffy delivers. Mercado almost got hit, jumping back, falling forward, and the count 2-0. So Duffy in a heap of trouble now. One mistake here, and Mercado could blow this open. Duffy's 2-0 pitch. Inside again. Ball 3, 3-0. Well, let's see if he's swinging. 3-0 the count. Runners at the corners, 2 down. The Indians with a win tonight could get to a season first 9 games over 500. They have not been 9 games over yet this year. Now the 3-0. And it's in there, strike, 3-1 the count. And Minnesota has faltered here, opening up a door. The Indians are only 7 back. Minnesota, of course, has been playing on the West Coast. They trail Oakland 3-0 in the third. That pitch down and in, and that's probably it. Duffy has just walked the bases loaded. Mercado heads to first. Lindor to second. Perez stays at third. Ned Yost is out of the dugout, but the bases are loaded, and the Indians have a 2-0 lead. And McCarthy, sinker slider change, will make appearance number 20. He's 2-1 with a save, ERA 4.5, 9 strikeouts, 9 walks in 22 innings. So the ball gets put in play. Now, for a Royals pitcher, that's okay. Kansas City's the best defensive team by a lot in all of baseball. So Carlos Santana, first at bat left-handed tonight. He's 2 for 3, solo homer to left and a single. 2-0 Indians, bases loaded, 2 down, and a first pitch strike to Santana on a sinker, 90 miles an hour. Santana's now been on base safely 26 consecutive games with a hit or with a walk. And now overall, Santana has a 9-game hit streak. The pitch to him, he taps one weakly on the right side at the grass first baseman. Duda with a glove shovel to the pitcher McCarthy covering. He gloved it and shoveled it with his glove hand. And that takes care of Santana, and the Indians laid him loaded. It's stretch time in King. Well, we've heard about it ever since he came from the Cubs in the Jose Quintana trade. And, well, in his Major League debut, he threw 5 innings and got the win. What a trade. White Sox getting Eloy Jimenez and Dylan Cease in that trade. Wow. That was game 1. White Sox beating Detroit 7-5 in the nightcap. Tigers lead Chicago 5-2 in the 7th. Hunter Dozier, the cleanup hitter, leads off and looks at a called strike. Dozier 0 for 2. Royals have to be breathing a sigh of relief. They're down 2-0 in the 7th, but Clevenger's no longer pitching. Dozier's grounded out, popped up. The set by Goody and the pitch. Slider fouled upstairs, 0-2. Toronto took care of Boston 6-3, and Lourdes Gurriel hit another home run. He had hit a couple. And tonight he hit number 15 in the Blue Jays 6-3 win. The pitch in there. Strike 3 call. Dozier's out looking. 10 strikeouts for Indians pitching. And Goody strikes out the first he faces. Here's Jorge Soler. 1 for 2 with a single. Baltimore got 6 runs in the 9th inning and stunned Tampa Bay 9-5 in St. Petersburg. And those Tampa Bay fans, you have to wonder what they thought of that one. First, they're having their club threatened to be moved part of the time to Montreal. Then they blow a game in the 9th inning to, of all teams, Baltimore. Pitch low and away, ball 1, but it happens. That's a big loss for Tampa Bay to Baltimore. Angels lead Texas 6-2 in the 7th. Mike Trout's hit 2, 24 on the year. Good slider is waved at. And the count 1-1. Trout just piles up the numbers and nobody ever seems to say anything about it. Oakland with a 3-0 lead over Minnesota. They're in the 4th inning in the Bay Area. Now the pitch at the knees, a strike, 1-2. Yankees have a 5-1 lead over the Mets in the 8th inning. Houston on top of Colorado, 4-1 in the 7th. Alex Bregman's hit his 23rd. Nick Goody looking sharp so far. The rest has helped. The pitch. Slider waved at. Boy, he has struck out Soler after getting Dozier. 2 down in the 7th. Here's Lucas Duda, 2 strikeouts himself. Washington, a 3-1 win over Miami. Steven Strasburg wins his 10th. Cubs lead Pittsburgh 5-4 in the 9th inning. Josh Bell has hit number 26 for the Pirates. Milwaukee's woes continue on the road, 3-0. The Reds blank the Brewers behind Sonny Gray. Now the pitch, and Duda looks at a slider low, ball 1. And just like that, the Brewers stay in first, but the Reds in last place are 4.5 games out. Atlanta buried Philly 9-2. Here's the set by Nick Goody and the 1-0. In there, strike. San Francisco and San Diego 3-3 in the 4th. And here in Kansas City, the Indians with a 2-0 lead in the 7th. That's your Ram Truck scoreboard. From towing to hauling, work or play, Ram powers you through it. See your Ram dealer or log on to ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. Now the 1-1. Strike called. Fastball. Boy, Nick Goody is really sharp considering he's had a week off. That is more than most relief pitchers want, but certainly it's helped him. Hasn't hurt him at all. 2-0 Tribes, 7th inning, 2 down. The pitch swung on, foul back, and the Royals finally make contact here off Nick Goody. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Duda. Kansas City, they've had offensive inconsistencies this year, but the way Clevenger looked tonight, he was going to dominate any lineup. He was that impressive. Now the set and the pitch. Swung on, popped him up. Third baseman Jose Ramirez into foul territory, makes the catch. And a good 1-2-3 inning for Nick Goody. Visit your Northern Ohio Buick and GMC dealers. Get exceptional offers on all 2019 models. 2-0 Indians, 8th inning. Mike Clevenger and Nick Goody so far combining on a 4-hit shutout. Roberto Perez tripled and scored on a wild pitch in the 3rd. Carlos Santana, a solo home run to left field in the 4th. That's your ball game. Reliever Kevin McCarthy facing Jordan Luplow, the cleanup hitter, 1 for 2, a single and a walk. And McCarthy's slider misses outside for ball 1. The Indians trying to be 9 games over 500 for the first time this year. The pitch banged foul, third base side off the screen in front of the Indians dugout. 1-1. 1 month ago today, June 3rd, the Indians were 11.5 games out of first. That's their biggest deficit of the year. 11.5 games out a month ago, 7 out tonight. The pitch inside, it missed, 2-1. And the Indians are winning tonight, and the Twins are losing tonight. And we have almost half a season still to be played. McCarthy's ready. The pitch, a swing and a foul, and we'll see the count go to 2-2.
And the Twins got some bad news today pitching-wise. Jake Odorizzi going on the injured list with blister issues. He's been off to a tremendous start this season.
No sympathy from the Indians.
No.
Now the set, now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back. McCarthy out of Marist College. First time that Marist College has ever put anybody into the major leagues. Now the 2-2. Swung on a weak bouncer to third. Charged by Dozier. Gloves, throws on the run. Just in time to get Luplow. Boy, Dozier's pretty good third baseman. Had to charge that slow chopper. Do that glove swoop on the run and throw. And he got Luplow for out number 1. And that'll bring up Jose Ramirez. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Ramirez, 3 flyouts tonight. Marist College is in Poughkeepsie, New York, and small college, about 6,500 students. That pitch outside a ball. College overlooks the Hudson River. Now the 1-0, and it's up and in a ball. 2-0 the count. Marist has had some basketball teams that we have seen in the dance in March. And now they got a major leaguer, and he's pitching tonight, Kevin McCarthy. Now the 2-0 in their strike, 2-1. One of their more famous alums was Bill O'Reilly, longtime television commentator who basically had his career end in disgrace. The 2-1 pitch inside 3-1, but he had a long running show, the O'Reilly Factor. So Kevin McCarthy, the first to ever make it from Marist to the big leagues. The pitch, and again, popped up. This time, foul territory, third base side. Coming near home plate to make the catch in foul ground is the third baseman, Hunter Dozier. Looked like a much easier play for the catcher, who barely had to move, but Maldonado gave way. And that is out number 2. Indians with a 2-0 lead. Base is empty, 2 down in the 8th. Jason Kipnis 0 for 3. The set by McCarthy in the pitch. Way outside a ball. 25,049 on this beautiful summer evening. Just off I-70, about 10 minutes or so east of downtown Kansas City. The 1-0, outside corner strike, 1-1. Right across the parking lot, the Kansas City Chiefs football stadium. Our engineer Jerry wearing his Patrick Mahomes underwear and modeling them before the game. That pitch down and in, 2-1 the count.
It's a direct slap in the face that he would wear any Chiefs paraphernalia, wouldn't it?
Well, he loves his Patrick Mahomes. I think that might have taken it one step too far, but you know, if anybody can pull it off, it's Jerry. The pitch, a little bit high to Kipnis go. No, he didn't. 3-1 the count. Boy, you talk about expectations being high in Cleveland. They're to the moon here in Kansas City. Chiefs don't go to the Super Bowl this year. They may tear down their stadium. 3-1, inside corner strike. Full countdown, Kipnis. 2 outs, base is empty. 2-0 Tribe, 8th inning. Just seems like the Royals and Chiefs are never good at the same time. Now the payoff. High and wide, Kipnis draws a walk. 6 walks tonight by Kansas City pitching, and none of them have cost them. Danny Duffy threw a good game. Gave up 2 runs in 6 2/3 innings. He allowed 5 hits, walked 5, and hit a batter. Struck out 3, though. Here's Roberto Perez, 1 for 2, tripled and scored, and then walked as well tonight. Kipnis takes his lead at first, 2 down in the 8th, 2-0 Cleveland. Now the set by Kevin McCarthy. The pitch, breaking ball low. Well, if anybody ever saw Patrick Mahomes' daddy throw a fastball when he was with the Twins, you'd know where the arm came from. Dad was much bigger than the son. And through mid to upper 90s, son's got a pretty good cannon too, but the pitch. Swung on, blasted, deep left field. Down the line it goes. It is a fair ball and a home run. Roberto Perez makes it 4-0 Indians. A laser down the left field line that curled around the left field foul pole, and a career high 15 home runs now for Perez, and 34 runs batted in. And the Indians have blown it open and lead 4-0. All of this with a 2-out walk, and then the blast by Perez, who's tripled and homered tonight. The only question was, would that ball hook in front of the pole? It hooked after the pole. 4-0 Indians. 2 down, Jake Bowers loops one into left field, base hit. So if it weren't for the fireworks show, we'd see a lot of people heading for the parking lots. 4-0 Indians. Boy, and you could make a pretty good argument that Roberto Perez ought to be an all-star.
You know, that's a true statement, Tom. And credit to him for, he wanted to be a regular player for so long. And a lot of times you hear players talk about that. They get the opportunity and they don't take advantage. But he was ready to go and has taken advantage of the opportunity.
WTAM 1100.
Well, the Kansas City Royals, now trailing the Indians 4-0, will turn it over to the left-hander, Tim Hill, as Kevin McCarthy worked out of that bases-loaded mess last inning, then got 2 quick outs this inning, and then finally the Indians made the Royals pay for a walk. A 2-out walk here in the 8th. Roberto Perez then wrapped a 2-run homer around the left field foul pole. And now the lefty, Tim Hill, to face the number 9 hitter, left-handed hitting Tyler Naquin, twice as grounded into a double play. Runner goes, pitch swung on a miss. Maldonado's throw, tag, got him. Head first slide, and Bowers was out by a ton. It's 4-0 Indians, middle of the 8th from Kansas City.
My name's Miriam. One of my biggest goals is to build.
In the Indians' pen, right-hander Willie Peralta throwing in the Kansas City pen. Nick Goody had a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. Mike Clevenger went 6 dominant shutout innings of 4-hit baseball, only made 79 pitches, striking out 9, not walking a batter. Bottom third of the Royals lineup, catcher Martin Maldonado 0 for 2, the batter. The pitch swung on, chopped to third, but foul, strike 1. Now the pitch, a swing and a roller headed to short. Easy play for Lindor. He'll throw over. 1 down. Well, Nick Goody trying to give the Indians multiple innings. That's something the Indians haven't had consistently, as somebody that can give them multiple innings. They have a 9-man bullpen, but so many times they've had to use not only a guy per inning, sometimes 2 and 3 guys to get out of an inning. And this would be a real luxury if Goody could be one of those guys that can go out there and give them a couple of innings at a time. First pitch is high, ball 1. The Indians came in here tonight 4th in the league in earned run average, and trying to pitch this shutout of Kansas City. The set. The next delivery is waved at. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. The next delivery is swung on, lifted in the air, shallow left. Coming hard is Luplow, and the left fielder slaps the glove on the thigh and then reaches up and makes the catch. Nicky Lopez is out number 2. Kansas City has been shut out this year 5 times. The Indians have been, believe it or not, shut out 6 times this year. First ball swinging, chasing one in the dirt is Billy Hamilton. He has struck out twice. The Indians have pitched 8 shutouts this year. Tribe leading it 4-0, 8th inning, 2 outs, nobody on for the Royals. The next delivery sails high, 1-1. Tell you what, if this organ player gets paid by the tune, he owns homes in Kansas, Missouri, Naples, Nome, Alaska. Now the 1-1, high and wide, 2-1. They may use the organ here more than any park in America.
Let me see if he can stop by your room tonight.
Yeah, I'd love
play
it.
a little tune before you go to sleep.
Yeah. Probably beat the commotion coming from the next door guy anyway. 2-1 the count now on Billy Hamilton. 4-0 Indians. The pitch swung on a line shot, caught at second by Kipnis. Boy, 6 up, 6 down in relief tonight for Nick Goody. And this is Willie Peralta. Tim Hill didn't retire a batter, but a runner was caught stealing. So he gets credit for 1/3 of a scoreless inning. Whew, he's exhausted. So Willie Peralta is the 4th pitcher to work. He's a hard-throwing right-hander. Big night for Roberto Perez, which is becoming commonplace. He tripled, scored on a wild pitch, and blasted a 2-run homer down the left field line. He's keyed the Indians' offense. Mike Clevenger in the bullpen has done the rest. Tyler Naquin, the number 9 hitter, and he taps the first pitch foul off to the right, strike 1. Naquin's hit into 2 double plays and been hit by a pitch. I hope Clevenger's okay. He only made 79 pitches. Maybe the Indians just wanted to get him out on a high note. If he's fine, he looks like he's back.
It's amazing the turnaround, but even all the struggles he had his last start.
The pitch by Peralta, and it's a fastball in, 1-1 the count.
He didn't seem all that concerned. It just seemed like, all right, my command was off. It sounded like he thought he could fix that fairly easily. I think the Indians and him were most pleased with the velocity was there, and he felt good.
Now the set by Peralta, the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit pretty well to deep left center. Hamilton is on the run. He's on the track, racing to the wall, made the catch, spins off the wall, hangs on. Oh, Billy Hamilton. First off, that ball's out of most ballparks. Secondly, most center fielders are just waiting to play the carom because they can't get close to running it down. But Billy Hamilton can fly, and he took at least a double away from Tyler Naquin before he slammed into the wall in left center on a great running catch. 1 down, and that's what you need in this ballpark. You need a center fielder that can go get him as big as this outfield is. Top of the order, Frankie Lindor, fouling it back, strike one. Switch hitter batting left-handed, 0 for 3 with a walk. Indians with a 4-0 lead. And one would think we will see Brad Hand. He is warming in the Indians bullpen, even though it would be a non-save situation. Terry Francona, here's the set and pitch to Lindor. Taking low. 1-1 feels like a 4-run lead in his mind is no different than a 3-run lead, because he goes, look, if a guy gets on, you're going to your closer anyway. So why not just start him with a clean inning, even if you're up 4? Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, base hit center field. So there's a hit for Lindor. He needed it. Well, 1-out single to center. The good news for the Indians, they can kind of use their bullpen any way they want. Adam Plett goes out there to give them length. They didn't have to use Brad Hand last night, so you're able to use Hand if you want tonight, tomorrow. Then you got an off day Friday. Here's Oscar Mercado. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. A 1-out base runner here in the 9th. With the Indians up 4-0, they've now out-hit the Royals 8-4. The set and Peralta's pitch. Mercado swings, taps one towards second. The shortstop Mondesi runs, steps, throws, double play, ends the inning. He just kept running, stepped on second, threw on the run, doubled up the
AM 1100.
Brad Hand comes in, non-save situation. But Brad Hand will enter this ballgame for the Indians with the Tribe on top of this one by a score of 4-0. Hand worked a scoreless inning last night in the 9-5 win, had a strikeout. Brad Hand in another non-save situation. But the All-Star has 23 saves, 1 blown save, 54 strikeouts in 36 innings. Top of the order, first ball swinging, ripping it to deep left is Whit Merrifield. This ball will bang up against the wall, and a leadoff double for Merrifield. So Merrifield, 2 more hits tonight, a Major League leading 113 hits. And he jumped on the Hand first offering, Merrifield's 24th double. So the Royals down 4-0. They have a runner now at second base with nobody out, and quickly Roberto Perez out to the mound to talk to his pitcher. What a job by Nick Goody tonight, as Nick Goody worked 2 perfect innings in relief with a couple of strikeouts. Mike Clevenger struck out 9 in 6 shutout innings. He allowed 4 hits. Indians have not allowed a base runner tonight via the walk. Here is Adalberto Mondesi, switch hitting shortstop, batting right-handed, 0 for 3. Hand is ready, checks the runner, the pitch. Bullseye, or is it? No, inside, ball 1. Indians trying to get 9 games over 500 for the first time this season. And the Indians, if they can win this game, and with Minnesota losing to the Oakland A's 3-0, that game is only halfway through. Indians could suddenly find themselves 6 games out. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider down. And the count of 1-1. Now the Twins had such an incredible couple of months. They've come back to earth here over the last month. And they've never, with this group, had to go through anything like this. Be interesting to see how they handle being the hunted. Now the set. Now the 1-1 pitch to Mondesi. Swing and a miss. Chased a slider in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Indians. No runs, 5 hits for the Royals. Bottom of the 9th inning with a runner at second and nobody out. Mondesi looking down at third base coach Mike Jerschley. Jerschley doesn't even look at him. Not much he can say. You're down in the count 1-2. No sign is on, son. Swing. Hand with the hands resting just below the belt. Comes to the plate. And it's down and in, a slider blocked by Perez. 2-2 the count. With Brad Hand, there don't seem to be a whole lot of 1, 2, 3 innings. Seems like things can get dicey in a hurry, but he never loses composure either. And also is never in a hurry to make a pitch. He checks the runner. Now comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Slow slider, and he had him way out in front. So Hand gets the Indians' 12th strikeout. Mondesi down swinging. 1 down. Runner still at second. Here's Alex Gordon, 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Brad Hand in real life is just like he is on the mound in the 9th inning. This guy has about as even keel a demeanor as you'll ever see. The set and the pitch. In there, a strike at the knees. 0-1. Four 4-0 Indians. Royals batting in the 9th with a runner at second and 1 out. Time is called at home plate. Left on left. Alex Gordon's been in pretty much every big moment that's involved the Kansas City Royals over the last 10 years. Kind of the last of the Mohicans. Hosmer in San Diego. Moustakas and Kane in Milwaukee. Now the 0-1. High, ball 1, 1-1 the count. But he was one guy willing to sign a long-term contract. The others were not. The next delivery, checked on a pitch a little bit high. Fastball, 2-1. 25,049. They have stayed to the end because there are fireworks coming up afterwards to celebrate the 4th of July. KeyBank is the banking home of the Indians. Cover your financial bases with KeyBank. They bring you the keys to the game. Well, a couple of keys tonight. Roberto Perez's bat, Mike Clevenger's arm. Now the 2-1 pitch. Checked on a pitch wide, 3-1. Clevenger went 6 dominant shutout innings with 9 strikeouts. Roberto Perez had a 2-run homer down the left field line earlier in the game. He had tripled and scored on a wild pitch. 4-0 Indians. Royals batting, 9th inning. Merrifield, the leadoff double. He's at second with 1 down. Gordon at the plate awaiting the 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. Swung on, fouled back and out of play. Full count. The guy that you don't want to face this inning with the bases loaded is Jorge Soler, their best home run hitter, because he's got a chance, if the bases are loaded, to tie this game. Soler, second in the league in homers with 23. Edwin Encarnacion leads the league with 24. Brad Hand is ready. A look back at second. Now the payoff. inside. He almost hit him. Ball 4. First walk of the game. So here we go again. Royals at first and second. 1 down in the 9th. 4-0 Cleveland, and the cleanup hitter is Hunter Dozier. He's 0 for 3. Out to the mound again is Indians catcher Roberto Perez. Brad Hand, 1 blown save. Of course, it came against Kansas City. When the Royals had that incredible 9th inning in the series in Cleveland, the Indians would have had a sweep otherwise, but Kansas City scored 5 times off Brad Hand. He never got a batter out, as the Indians could not hold on to a 6-3 lead. That's the only hiccup Brad Hand has had this year as far as a blown save. And Kansas City certainly remembers that night. Here's Dozier, 0 for 3. The set, the pitch, and it's a little wide, ball 1.
And this was the guy who hit the grand slam that finished Hand that inning. And again, Brad was saying the other day that he learned early on when he started closing games in San Diego, you got to have that short memory and get right back to it.
Royals at first and second, 1 out, 9th inning, 4-0 Indians. The set, the pitch, swing and a miss. Tried to hold up, wouldn't have mattered. And the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Four nothing Indians, 9th inning, 2 on for KC. The 1-1. Swung on line to second, caught by Kipnis. Everybody gets back, 2 down. And the last hope is Jorge Soler, and even if he homers now, it's then just a 1-run game. He can't tie it. So Dozier hit it right at Kipnis for the 2nd out of the 9th. Even though this is a save scenario now, it's not a save opportunity. That's because when Hand came in, the bases were empty. It was 4-0. You can't get a save when you put yourself into a mess. Here is Jorge Soler, 1 for 3 with a single. 2 out, 2 on. Cleveland 4, Kansas City nothing in the 9th. Here's the set. And here's the pitch from Brad Hand. And the Royals right-handed DH takes a called strike. 23 bombs for Soler, 2nd in the league. 57 RBIs, 6th in the league. He pounded one last night to the fountains in left center. The next offering, and Soler takes a slider low, 1-1. Soler came from the Cubs in the trade of their tremendous closer Wade Davis, but they knew they couldn't re-sign Davis, and they knew they also had Soler for a pretty good stretch of time, and so it's worked out now for the Royals. Of course, Davis now in Colorado. Here's the 1-1 from Brad Hand. Checked on a slider in the dirt. He didn't go. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. 4 runs, 8 hits for Cleveland. No runs, 5 hits for Kansas City. Royals at first and second, 2 down, 9th inning. Hand looking in forever. Now he's ready. And the 2-1 pitch. swung on, broken bat, one hopper to second. Kipnis gloves, throws, ball game. And the Indians have won another series, and for the first time this year are 9 games over the 500 mark. The final tonight,